moment that the crowd rolls in. I think that's the Stanley Cup, the most recognizable trophy in all of sports. On a sunny August afternoon at Saratoga Racecourse. Hashtag because it's the Cup. Good to have Lord Stanley's Cup in attendance today, Mig, and thanks to Kevin Dineen, the assistant coach of the Chicago Blackhawks, for bringing it to the old spa.
Kevin Dineen from a legendary hockey family, the Dineens, and great to have the Cup here. You never know who you might see in Saratoga, celebrity-wise. Celebrity chef Ann Burrell on the grounds today. You never know what you might see in Saratoga, the Stanley Cup. But I got to be honest, Jay, I refuse to touch it.
I touched it. I don't care.
Not until the Rangers bring it here.
Well, you're never going to touch it at this rate.
Oh, come on. Don't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm still hurt after just going out with a thud against Tampa Bay, being shut out in both games at home to close out that final round of the Eastern Conference Finals. But I digress. We have racing to talk about on day number 16, a gorgeous Monday at Saratoga Racecourse. It's the Mig, Richard Migliore, Jason Blewitt. Glad you're settling in with us here on MSG Plus, and a lot to talk about, Mig, as Whitney weekend comes to a close. Maybe none more important, of course, than the big race 19 days from now, the Midsummer Derby, in which Bob Baffert, in town for the Facing Tipton yearling sales, sounds fairly bullish on the Triple Crown champion coming to Saratoga.
Yeah. He definitely seems like he wants the horse here, so let's hope he does.
I hope that's the case. He was on the record saying we're going to try to make it. And, of course, just 2 years ago, as Hip 85, just a yearling by Pioneer of the Nile, American Pharaoh walked through the auction ring. The hammer went down at $300,000. There was a reserve on him of $1 million, and he went right back to Ahmed Zayed, and the rest, as they say, history.
Could you imagine if he had sold him at the sale, and then he went on to win the Triple Crown? That would have been one of those things where, how could you live with it? It would just be so difficult. It was meant to be in their possession, and let's hope that they bring him to Saratoga, because the fans here would just be crazy. I think you'd get 15,000, 20,000 people out in the morning just to watch him train up to the Travers. I've got my fingers crossed. I want him here.
Capping attendance at 50,000. It was packed here just under 40K on the Whitney program this past Saturday. 10,000 or so more in attendance on August 29th, Travers Day. And you can pick up those tickets at Ticketmaster.com for general admission or the Saratoga box office. They're $20 a pop, and don't get shut out. We move on to Moreno. Danced a lot of dances. Kind of like the guy that's right behind us, commemorated Sea Hero. Didn't win all that often, just 4 wins. Sea Hero had 6 in his career, but I'll tell you, much like Sea Hero, Moreno picked some pretty good spots to get it done.
Yeah, he really did, and I mean, he showed up big last year in the Whitney, and they came back trying to defend their title. It didn't work out, but you know what? I'm sure Moreno's going to land in a good spot, probably be a stallion someplace, and he'll have a happy life.
He's gelded, actually.
Oh, well, then I guess we can't do a transplant. So maybe we'll make him a show horse.
Maybe we'll make him a show horse. He'll have a good retirement no matter where he goes. We'll thank Moreno for the memories and glad his connections, certainly eyeing the fact he just doesn't seem like he was the same horse in April, March, when he won the Charlestown Classic. They're deciding to just kind of pull the plug on him, and best of luck to Moreno in his retirement. Moving on to Flintshire. How about a little Juddmonte International flavor? He plans to ship here Travers Day, Travers Undercard, August 29th, in the Grade 1 $1 million Sword Dancer.
And it's great that we're getting a horse to ship over from Europe for our Sword Dancer. He showed the ability to handle the tight turns at Santa Anita. That's a 7/8 turf course, so why can't he do it here? And he fought back, or did main sequence wait on horses a little bit. But I think it'll be nice to have Flintshire here. And I think going 1.5 miles, he's going to be double tough. You know he genuinely wants that distance.
You get that $1 million purse in this year's edition of the Sword Dancer. And historically, that's been the Grade 1 smack dab in the middle portion of the Saratoga summer. Not the case this year with it being on the Travers Undercard. They'll have the Arlington Million this weekend out in Chicago. A positive that both those 12 furlong races aren't right on top of each other anymore?
Well, I think it is important because you don't take the focus off one or the other. They both can have their moment in the sun, and people are going to pay attention to the best turf horses in the country, whether it's in the Midwest or it's here up in Saratoga.
All right, let's turn our attention now to the Cab Calloway Stakes, New York Stallion Stakes for 3-year-olds. We had 6 colts and geldings as Sea Hero looks on and guards the paddock. 1 filly by the name of Amazing Ann. Larry Colmus had the call. We will head to the Saratoga Turf Course, and here is the call from the gate.
And it is XXX. who goes out to the early lead. Secured position in Memories of Peter. And then it's Possessed and Amazing Ann on the inside, followed by Payment Terms and Mark My Style, as Jose Lezcano takes the early initiative here with XXX. And as they go into that turn, two of them very wide. Payment Terms and Possessed did not handle the turn well. XXX the leader by 2. And then it's Secured Position. Amazing Ann to the inside, followed by Memories of Peter and Payment Terms on the far outside. Mark My Style and Possessed. 24 and 3 was the first quarter for XXX, who heads them up the backstretch, 3/4 of a length in front. Secured Position second. Memories of Peter third to the outside. The filly Amazing Ann is fourth, and she's 3 lengths off the lead. And then a well-held Payment Terms to the outside of Mark My Style. And biding time at the back of the field is Possessed after a 50 flat half mile. Racing for the turn now, and it is XXX the leader. 3/4 of a length ahead of Secured Position. Memories of Peter next. Amazing Ann saving all the ground here, 3 lengths off the lead. And then comes Payment Terms and Mark My Style moving together. And Possessed is not going on with the field as they come to the top of the stretch. And it's XXX, and he's opened up. XXX has pulled away to a 5-length lead. And Amazing Ann is now second. Then it's Memories of Peter on the outside, followed by Secured Position, Mark My Style, and Payment Terms. Final 16th, XXX by 3. Amazing Ann running at XXX late. XXX holds on. Amazing Ann was second best under the line, and then Memories of Peter and Payment Terms.
Just a tad bit of initiative out of the gate with Jose Lezcano. XXX on the lead. The others backed off. And there you go. Game, set, match.
XXX. How many X's we got? He is now 2 for 2 on the turf. He's galloping alone on the lead. When he turned for home, Jose Lezcano pushed the button. He sprinted away and basically sealed the race by the 16th pole. And a nice run by Amazing Ann. She got no help up front, and she was a filly against the boys. But give XXX a lot of credit and a great ride by Jose.
Gary Contessa not afraid to take spots and stakes. 10-1, getting the upset, and he gets to talk to the big.
Gary XXX, he really took off coming off the turn, put a lot of separation between him and the field.
Well, you know, anytime you have a horse with speed, you're dangerous. Wayne Lucas taught us that over the years. And this horse, you know, when he made the lead going into the first turn and everybody behind him seemed to be having trouble, it just boded very well for him. We got a half and 50. That's a real slow half on a firm turf course like this, and it just gave him a lot of gas for when he hit the top of the stretch. Great ride by Jose.
You're having a terrific meet. Seems like a lot of your horses are running really well. Are you happy with the way things are going?
I am. The horses came up here. They're all training well. This horse is trained particularly well, and they're all running good, so can't complain.
What's it mean to win up in Saratoga? I know it's great to win anywhere, but particularly up here.
No. Winning in Saratoga is like winning the World Series. This is where you want to win. The eyes of the world are on this track right now.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you, Rich.
All right, man knows how to give an interview. Always an interesting conversation with trainer Gary Contessa. Long-time name on this circuit, boy oh boy, and worked before going out on his own for the late, great Pancho Martin.
And before that, when I became friends with Gary, he was working for Jimmy Piku in the early 80s, and then he went on to Frank Martin, and now he's gone on to train thousands of winners. He's put together a great career.
All right, we've tried to put together a good show on a day. Well, week number 3 came to a close, and the Stanley Cup was in attendance at the old spa. We'll talk about what else happened on day number 16 amid sunny skies when we come back. That is not the betting line. They want to get a glimpse, a picture of Lord Stanley's Cup, and we thank Kevin Nadine once again of the Chicago Blackhawks, and $10 donation. That's all it took to the Double H Ranch. Good stuff all around, and that'll set us up for a big Thursday in week number 4. Fabulous Phillies Day, pink armbands, all about women in the thoroughbred racing industry, a great cause, and it should be a lot of fun.
And you're going to remind me about wearing something pink, right? Because last year I forgot.
I'll text you Thursday morning,
awesome.
My friend.
Thank you, man.
And if you want, give me your clothes Wednesday. I'll iron them for you and drop them off at your house on my way to work.
I appreciate it. Just let me know about the pink, though. I will forget.
All right, I'm still waiting. Speaking of forgetting, my cheeseburger and Diet Coke.
Well, I'm not wearing the tux no more.
All right, bring the tux Wednesday for Wednesday's edition of Insider. Now you're talking, my friend. Let's move on to race number 4. A rare start to the pick 6 this meet in race number 4. Usually 10, 11 races. Well, we only ran 9, so let's see what happened in leg number 1 with Mr. Colmus.
And it is One-Sided who comes out running on the lead. Intelligence, Bellamy Way with speed 2. 'Tis time to shine on the outside, and a 5-wide run there for Zabayon as the field races into the turn. It's Intelligence in front. On the outside is Bellamy Way, and right behind them, One-Sided settles into stride in third. 'Tis time to shine fourth. Too Hot to Even Speak fifth on the inside, and then Zabayon, who's widest on that turn. Repent Twice is 4 lengths off of them. April Color trails the field, a 24-1 opening quarter mile. On to the backstretch. Bellamy Way and Joel Rosario leading the field. Intelligence on the inside second. 3/4 of a length behind. Then it is One-Sided alongside of them. A length and a half farther back, and they're being followed on the outside by Zabayon and 'Tis Time to Shine. And then it's Too Hot to Even Speak, who had to steady up the backstretch there. Repent Twice is next. April Color trails the field. 49-1 was the half mile. Into the far turn they go. Bellamy Way continues to lead the way. One-Sided now edging up alongside in second as they head around the far turn. Zabayon is third, and then it's Intelligence on the inside, and 'Tis Time to Shine. Repent Twice is next. April Color and Too Hot to Even Speak. Around the far turn, it is Bellamy Way taken on by One-Sided. 3/4 win at 1:13-4. And these two turn for home with Zabayon coming up after them on the far outside, and they're into the stretch. One-Sided on the outside. Zabayon comes on. Bellamy Way keeps on fighting on the inside. Intelligence is next. One-Sided. Bellamy Way continues to fight on the inside. Zabayon's dropped back third. One-Sided and Bellamy Way. These two down to the line. One-Sided beats Bellamy Way on the wire. Then Zabayon and Repent Twice.
One-Sided, well, he showed multiple dimensions today. Tracked the pace and looked the inside horse. The number 2, Bellamy Way, right in his eye, and turned him back, refused to lose.
They put on quite a show, though. It was a good horse race. And you could see One-Sided was going to get the best of it late, but you got to give a lot of credit for the gameness of Bellamy Way. And you could see when a rider's confidence level starts to soar, like Irad Ortiz's is, kind of put the stick away last 16th of a mile, went to that real pretty hand ride. He didn't only want to win. He wanted to win with style. He was showing off a little bit, and that's when a guy is riding good.
Looks good on a horse, boy. Does he look good finishing on a horse down the stretch here at the Spa. Those wins starting to come in bunches for Irad. In fact, that was his 23rd of the meet. He has, as of now, in race number 4, the leading rider, Todd Pletcher, picking up win number 19 as we jump over to race number 6, Monday's late pick 4, Melbourne Turf, New York Breds, 2 other than Lowance Optional Claimer, and these are fillies and mares.
And it's Lucky Nancy E. Capriana toward the inside. Amber Morning, Run to Mama's got early speed 2, and right behind them is Neck of the Moon, followed by Pourvu to the inside as they race for that first turn. And then it's Morris Pass down on the inside, saving ground into the turn, and now coming one off the rail in tight quarters there, and Morris Pass is in heavy traffic and hard to settle. And then it's Graceful Gal to the outside, and they're followed by the 2 trailers, Devious Maddie and Swear By It on the inside. So Amber Morning will make the pace in 24 and 3/5 seconds, leads it by 3/4 of a length. With Run to Mama running in second up the backstretch. Capriana, the favorite, is third. On the inside is Neck of the Moon in fourth. Lucky Nancy E follows in fifth. Pourvu is having some trouble there, and Pourvu is losing ground there and having to steady up the backstretch. And then it's Morris Pass. And they're followed by Graceful Gal, Devious Maddie, and the trailer is Swear By It. 49-2 was the half mile. And it is Amber Morning and Luis Saez. On top as the field heads for the far turn. Run to Mama is second. Capriana third, and just off the top 2. The favorite is just outside the leaders now. And then it's Neck of the Moon fourth on the inside, followed by Lucky Nancy E. Moving around Morris Pass on the far turn. 3 lengths more, and then comes Devious Maddie. They're coming toward the top of the stretch. And here comes Capriana now. Capriana draws alongside of Run to Mama and Amber Morning, and Capriana pokes ahead in front. Also finishing well is Neck of the Moon on the outside. Capriana put to the whip. Neck of the Moon runs at her. Capriana, Neck of the Moon, down to these 2. Capriana, Neck of the Moon, Neck of the Moon, and Capriana. And Neck of the Moon has upset Capriana. Then it was Swear By It and Run to Mama.
Tight finishes on tonight's show. Nobody's given an inch at crunch time in a tightly contested 1,100 feet off the quarter pole. Here we have Capriana with Johnny V, left-handed for Todd Pletcher, and Javier Castellano for Chad Brown. battle of the Titans, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, two of the best riders on the grounds, two of the best trainers on the grounds, and these fillies, again, put on quite a show. The racing's been so competitive and so good. And you saw Capriana, and I got to go back and watch this because I didn't remember from her first two starts how she was about her leads, but it looked like she jumped to her right lead, jumped back to her left lead, just didn't look quite as comfortable, although she did have a bit of a difficult trip being wide most of the way.
She did more running in a way when you pick apart the dynamics than the eventual winner, but Neck of the Moon was in front when it counted the most. Chad Brown, Javier Castellano, Hidden Brook Farm with the 5-year-old mare by More Than Ready that really likes it here at Saratoga now, 3 for 4. It is time for What Else Happened on day number 16. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and 9 as Larry Colmus takes us through the last couple of furlongs.
Outside and cold as ice, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. No Entiendo trying to hold on to this lead. Coming up the rail is New York Song, who's into second now. A furlong to run. No Entiendo leads the way by 2.5. New York Song, Mind Your Biscuits on the outside. They're coming down to the wire, and I hope you understand, No Entiendo is the winner. Mind Your Biscuits was second, and then it was New York Song and Doubling Your Money. Candy 3 lengths off of them, and Indicott has come alive on the far outside. And they're into the stretch. And it is Abraham on the inside, Prospero, and Indicott closing in the center of the track. And here comes Indicott on the outside of Abraham and Prospero. By the 16th pole, the three of them will decide it. Abraham, Indicott, and Prospero. And it's Indicott by a head over Abraham. And then it was Prospero and Good Time had by all. And also gaining ground is Tis a Cinch. Down toward the inside, Coordinate. Blast Away is dropped back. They're into the final furlong. Tis Time to Shake has taken the lead from Vea. Coordinate is finishing well on the outside. Had to shift ground there. And then comes Tis a Cinch on the far outside. Coordinate and Tis Time to Shake. Then Tis a Cinch and Vea. It is Coordinate to win it. Tis Time to Shake was second. Tis a Cinch was third. And Vea finished fourth. Balfie's Corner, they're into the stretch. Late Night Mark cuts the corner. Late Night Mark now in front. And then comes Bold Runner, Promise and Hope on the outside, trying to keep up. Reach for Yield is down toward the inside, and then Balfie's Corner, but it's Late Night Mark who keeps on going. Late Run, Reach for Yield, gonna try to make a race of it late as they come down to the wire. And Reach for Yield got there, running down Late Night Mark in the last strides. Then Balfie's Corner take the lead at the top of the stretch. Passalicious on the inside. Royal Asset right alongside. These two down to the 8th pole together. Behind them is Il Vagabundo, who's closing the gap along the rail. And then it's the Big Deluxe on the outside. And farther out comes Mighty Zealous. It's Passalicious and Royal Asset. Royal Asset on the outside. Passalicious along the rail. Royal Asset over Passalicious. And Saratoga Heater came late for third. For home, it is Senfiera. On the outside, on the inside, Jamalery, Cosmic Tail, now switching outside of them for the final furlong. And then Splendid Gold and Aussie Prayer on the far outside. It's Senfiera to catch. Aussie Prayer is finishing fast in the center of the course. And here's Aussie Prayer and Rod Ortiz Jr. to run down Senfiera and win it. And then it was Splendid.
Nobody alive going into Monday's 9th race regarding the pick 6, 37K, my friend. The carryover into Wednesday's card. Past performances are out. DRF, Timeform US, and race number 7. How about it, Mig? Cappy.
Great horse race. On
Cab Callaway Day, we'll take another look with Cappy and his binoculars. We'll have that close-up great horse race. Tight ISO on the runner-up, who was very game, Possilicious, and Royal Asset, who refused to lose. He was just as game as the runner-up.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kept fighting for it. And, it's interesting watching Joel Rosario and Kendrick Carmouche, two guys that I'm very high on. I think they're both riding really well. We're not going to see them on top of the standings at this meet because we got 3 guys that are kind of separated from the field. But watch the 2 of them finish. That's the way you want to see riders come down the stretch.
And we talked about Kendrick Carmouche's smooth as could be upset win in the Weah here on Saturday in the National Racing Report, 7 p.m. Did everything perfect in that race aboard Goldie S. Pony.
Just as sweet a trip on the lead, soft hands, got everything his own way, and kicked away when he was supposed to. he's a nice addition to this colony.
Race 2, just as the Cup was being brought out to the winner's circle, a battle-hardened group of 50 claimers battled 9 on the main track. Had a feeling going in that might be a popular race for people to jump in and claim, and as you can see from the shakes and the fact 3 were claimed, it was.
Yeah, it was a very popular, and I like when you see shakes. It means a lot of people are on the same horse, and my friend Rick Franco, Blue Stork Stable, wins a 3-way shake for Finding Candy. Didn't run great today, but it'll be interesting to see when she comes back.
All right, Abraham pretty determined between rivals. Second best claimed by Joe Sharp. The winner claimed out of the second as well. And it's all about the winners from Whitney weekend when we come back, wrapping up Insider. Hey, who's that walking on the main track here at Spa?
Well, that is that rock star chef I was talking about earlier, Ann Burrell. She was here to cook for the TRF, and she's taken a keen interest in thoroughbred racing. We went out to the infield to watch a race, and couldn't have been any nicer for somebody of her celebrity status. She almost seemed quite surprised every time someone recognized her, and the gate crew wanted pictures with her.
That's
so
awesome.
We're all Food Network fans.
You love that crossover appeal. This is the greatest game played outdoors, and when you're outdoors and it's going to rain, well, show those true red and white Saratoga colors with the umbrella giveaway. We will have that here for you Wednesday, August 19th.
I love the umbrella, but I think they should be giving out baseball bats with that segue. You just hit it right out of the park.
All right, let's finish up strong. It's been a long week for everybody, no matter what your stake in the game is. These 6-day weeks and coming down to the nitty-gritty on Monday, pretty tough, but we're certainly with you guys as we wrap things up with a look back at the 88th Whitney, a Whitney for the ages.
Yeah, a Whitney that we'll all remember for a very long time to come. 2 extremely good horses, and actually 3 horses, very good horses in your frame there as Tonalist rallied on for third. But plenty of credit to Liam's map, and certainly honor code. He needs no introduction.
And Kieran McLaughlin won himself a couple of stakes here Whitney weekend, cavorting in the test at Bay of Plenty with this 102 buyer. Another race we talked about, Palace Mouse's return not to be in the winner's circle. We'll see if Bay of Plenty winds up next in the Woodward. And here is a look at a couple of 2-year-olds that impressed beginning Saturday with Economic Model.
Economic Model was so professional, broke really sharp, rated right in behind the speed. Took the kickback, came out, finished well, and Jason, I don't think he hit his best stride till inside the 16th pole. It was like he almost found himself. He's got a pedigree to go further, and he really galloped out.
Maybe he punched his ticket to the hopeful on Labor Day, and that might be the case regarding the 2-year-old fillies in the Grade 1 spinaway with Constellation, Bellamy Road filly, a first or 800K back at OBS March, and the proof. Good effort first time out.
Wow, she was so professional, as so many of Steve Asmussen's horses are. They're so well schooled. Obviously, high-priced filly, 800K. You knew she had to be a looker, and certainly she showed speed in that breeze for the sale. But boy, she looks like she's got a future as well.
And Irad Ortiz picking up business from multiple outfits, even some of the Kentucky guys. He's basically, I'd say even more so than Javier riding first call for trader Chad Brown. And it's showing regarding wins in the W column here at Saratoga Racecourses. Irad Ortiz is week number 3's hot jockey. Happy birthday to Irad, 23 years old tomorrow on a dark day.
Wow, he's getting old, 23. He might be almost over the hill. You think about that, he's got so many good things going on. He's riding so good, and he's probably not even in his prime yet. It's scary to think the career that this kid has in front of him. Just a great fun to watch him develop and ride.
And a terrific agent as well in Steve Rushing, who is the man. He is the consummate professional regarding jockey agents. So much respect for Steve, and him and Irad make a deadly combination. And Irad with 16 cards down, nearly at the middle point of this 2015 racing season. Your leading jockey with 25 wins, but it is kind of intriguing, Meg, and maybe no surprise that Irad, Javier, and Johnny V have opened up like a good racehorse.
Yeah, they're basically making it a 3-horse affair at this point, but it's still a long meet. We got a ways to go. But the way they're all riding, I mean, I think we've been seeing some great riding, and it's fun when they get up here. It's so competitive. The excitement level's up because they're playing to a packed house. It's just what Saratoga's about, the best of the best.
And your best show up in the trainers' standings and column as well. And Kieran McLaughlin certainly fits, a former assistant to D. Wayne Lucas. In fact, Kieran has worn many hats in the thoroughbred racing industry, but undoubtedly found his niche as a top-class thoroughbred racing trainer, in fact, for Sheikh Mohammed, Godolphin, Darley, and he's getting it done here at the Spa. In fact, finished up Sunday's card 7 for 19 at the meet.
Sure, 5 for 8 on the week. What a percentage. It's great. It seems like every year, too, Kieran has a great week, sales week, and I wonder if he points some of the horses to it because there's so many of the people from Darling and Godolphin in town. He wants to give them a good show.
And as far as personality goes, you will not find a more pleasant person or classier guy to be around. Just can't say enough good things about Kieran McLaughlin. A great patriarch, a family man, loves his kids, has a great wife, and that pretty much goes for a number of people on that list, including John Terranova. He had about 5 wins. I think he's only run 12 horses, Mick.
Yeah, John's having a great meet, too. His horses are running great. And I think it's not a mistake. It's by design. They point their horses for this meet because they know, like Gary CONTESSA said, the eyes of the world are on here.
And the eyes of the world are on Wednesday's plays as we send it to Andy and Maggie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Race 4 on Wednesday's card. I'm interested in the horse breaking from the rail, the number 2 horse, Alex the Terror. Going turf to dirt, cutting back in distance. Has the one sprint race since coming up to Florida and switching in the bar of Greg DePrima. And Alex Terror is actually overmatched in that race. They were just much better horses he's racing against here. He's got enough speed. He shouldn't be that far back. There appears to be some pace anyway, so maybe he can get a good trip. Yeah, Old Mexico, the 3, the 4, whatever you want. Those horses can win this race. But they have some questions to answer. And Alex Terror will be a fair price. I think he's a little dirtied up, and I think he fits fairly well in race number 4 on Wednesday as we head to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Well, looking at the Wednesday card, we have the Birdstone as our feature, and it's 1 3/4 on our main track. And I'm going to try with a horse making only a second start here in the States, and that is number 7, Tacticus, for trainer Graham Motion. Now, his first start here was just opening weekend, and boy, he is so good looking. I mean, his pedigree, he truly lives up to it, being a son of AP Indy, and just a big, rangy, good-looking guy. And 2, he'll get Lasix for this second start, which I think will help him out. And going the 1 1/8 last time, he was kind of slowly picking up the pieces. So that said to me that the more ground, the better. I mean, this was a horse that was entered to run in our Brooklyn over Belmont Stakes weekend. So I think 1 3/4 on the main track should suit him perfectly, as he does come back off short rest, which indicates to me that he's also doing well heading in to Wednesday's Birdstone. That's your Paddock Insider for tonight. Guys, back to you.
We kiss the cup. We say goodnight. National Racing Report, 7 p.m. Tuesday. Back at it Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Have a great one, everybody.